location for the Las Vegas ballpark is at the Valet area in downtown Summerlin. It's all about chaos at the Palms this weekend. After almost $700 million worth of upgrades, the hotel and casino is having a star-studded grand opening. We sent 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade to check it all out.
The Palms has a whole weekend of events lined up, starting with the red carpet. That's where we spotted legendary supermodel Cindy Crawford and one half of groundbreaking hip-hop group Salt and Peppa.
I just moved here. Actually, I'm a local now, and I'm happy to be in Vegas.
While it's party time for some celebs, it's the culmination of a lot of hard work for others, like celebrity chefs Michael Simon and Bobby Flay.
For 15 years, people have been trying to get us to open a restaurant in Vegas. When the Fertitas and the Palms kind of started this project, we knew this is where we wanted to be.
I'm really excited about opening Shark. It's been a couple of years in the making, and tonight's the night.
And of course, the staff at the Palms, who now have to manage a 73,000 square foot day club and a 29,000 square foot nightclub called Chaos.
The whole team's been working really hard. $690 million later in 2 years of construction, we're finally reopening the Palms to the public. It's an amazing experience.
But everyone is excited about the entertainment possibilities for the next year.
I think we have the most incredible and diverse lineup of anywhere in the world, from our Latin acts, J Balvin, Bad Bunny, Ozuna, to amazing hip hop with Cardi B, G-Eazy, and more. And then you've got just an insane electronic lineup starting with Marshmello, Skrillex.
Carla Wade, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
Good morning, everyone. Coming up, the directors of Avengers Endgame are responding to fans this morning who are questioning why the new Marvel movie is 3 hours long.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari. And as far as the weather goes, we have an easy weekend here. We are starting a warming trend that will lead to the wind. I'll let you know the timing of all of this coming up after the break.
All right, if you're one of the millions of people gearing up for Avengers Endgame later this month, get ready for a 3-hour-long movie. The director is saying it was the only way to make the movie the right way. The brother duo says they tried to tighten up the superhero saga in the edit room, but they just couldn't.
We're wrapping up almost a decade's worth of storytelling. This is, the story of the original 6 Avengers is coming to a conclusion in this film. Some amazing actors and amazing characters, and we just needed the screen time and the story space to tell that story properly.
Endgame hits theaters April 26th, and tickets are already on sale now.
I get that. Sometimes I want long for my weather, and I get cut off.
Yes. Yeah, I think people, especially in the news business, understand that.
Yeah, I totally
We want the
understand that.
time. Give us the time.
Yeah, because when you have a story to tell, you want to tell the story.
Yes,
so
exactly.
tell the story. That's going to be great. I will send my kids to that movie. And we had a nice 3-hour break.
You've got a nice chunk of time, yeah.
Bye, guys.
And you know what? I do think with long movies, as long as the story is really good,
right,
it's not like you're bored. I mean, if you look at Titanic, some of the really famous historically long movies, nobody's complaining about it.
No, we love it. It's
great
good stuff.
story.
I know. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
How much time do I get for weather?
You can take the rest of the show if you want. I don't know. Yeah, ask Teresa.
All right, let's talk about it. Okay. We have nice weather this weekend. The entire weekend will be really nice. Current temperatures right now, Red Rock 49 degrees. That's the cool spot on the map. And then everyone else in the 50s for the most part. 51 degrees in Summerlin, Anthem 52 degrees, Boulder City and Henderson 55 degrees. But then McCarran International Airport already 60 degrees. It's a very mild start, a really calm start to what will be a great day today. 57 degrees in Las Vegas, 63 as we move into the 9 o'clock hour. And look at the wind speeds. It's calm. It'll stay calm throughout the day. 73 degrees as we move into 1 o'clock. High temperature today, 78 degrees. Around 5 o'clock, that's when that will happen, with a light breeze. Maybe a cloud, probably not. Expect a lot of sunshine today. Moving into the 9 o'clock hour, the wind is not a problem. Temperatures will start to drop, 71 degrees as we move into the 9 o'clock hour. Overnight, we're going to be in the 60s, upper 50s. It'll be really, really nice weather today. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery, and it shows us the moisture content in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. Where you have a lot of blue here, that shows where all the moisture is. So we did have a few clouds move through yesterday. Now we have the darker shade showing up here. That's drier air. Drier air can't have clouds if it's dry, so expect to see a lot of sunshine today. Then back, of course, we'll see some more storm systems develop and move through, but for the most part, for us, for today, the entire weekend, we're going to stay dry. So as you saw the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere with the water vapor imagery, now I'm showing you what's happening at the surface. And it's dry here. Off to our east, the clouds go. Off to our west, we have rain popping up near San Francisco. That's going to break apart by the time it gets here. We've got a nice area of high pressure in place. That's going to stick around, and that's going to allow for a warm up as we head through the upcoming weekend. So here it is, high temperature today, 78 degrees. Moving into tomorrow, basically the same, but warmer. 84 degrees for a high temperature on your Sunday. Then how about Monday? High temperature 90 degrees. Then a storm develops and starts to move through on Tuesday. This one will bring big wind with it, clouds, and cooler weather. Wednesday's high temperature just 73 degrees. Then another round of weather for Friday. Jackie?
Gina, thank you. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex broke a record this week with their new Instagram account. Meghan and Harry gained 1 million followers in just 5 hours and 45 minutes. That's the fastest gain of followers on social media. And it's a great gift from the world, seeing as Harry and Meghan are expecting their first baby later this month. Straight ahead, she was once the president of the NSPCA. Now she's the center of an investigation by the state's attorney general. What Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has just uncovered. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Saturday morning. Now to a story you first saw on 13 Action News, a major shakeup at the Valley's best-known no-kill animal shelter. The president has stepped down. 5 board members have quit and filed a formal complaint with Nevada's Attorney General. Now, it's all the result of our investigation revealing suspicious spending by the NSPCA. Now, Chief Investigator Darcy Spears is following the secret money trail.
Massive misuse of money meant for animals, but instead used for personal expenses by Board President Kathy Jung. That's what the Nevada Attorney General is investigating, and what those still on the NSPCA board are now scrambling to address after failing to vote her out.
When you have the responsibility of $1 million rescue, integrity, your word, honesty, all that is very important.
Former donor April Chandler's words are echoed by former NSPCA board member Tina Walls, a local lawyer and donor herself who walked away from the NSPCA last week and filed this public integrity complaint against Kathy Jung and the Nevada Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The complaint says the leadership at NSPCA lacks any ability to govern itself and discipline its members for breach of its own policies and public trust.
You need to let the community know that they can trust. They can be trusted with the funds that you're donated, with these animals' lives. I mean, they're so innocent. They're the most vulnerable.
Absolute lack of transparency by Jung and the remaining board members is at the crux of this complaint. Walls wrote that once she had the chance to review financial books and records, she and others became alarmed at the escalating non-animal related spending. Kathy Jung had an NSPCA debit card and used it to spend more than $148,000 in 2018 alone at places like the PGA Store, Pier 1, Cost Plus, Michael Kors, Ulta, and Skechers, just to name a few. The money came out of the NSPCA's operating account, which requires invoices and approval by 2 signatures, but that did not happen. The complaint says Jung also made ATM withdrawals and got cash back on a number of purchases. She wrote $14,300 in checks from the petty cash account in 2018, all payable to cash and all signed and endorsed by her with no receipts or backup documentation. More than $26,000 was spent in 2018 for meals, travel, and entertainment, an increase of over 3,000% from the previous year. Jung argued there were grants paid to the NSPCA to cover those travel costs and conferences, but there was no proof that grants were received for that. Shelter financial records also prove Jung wrote multiple checks to her boyfriend, Scott Reber, who works at a local car dealership, which the complaint says at a minimum violated internal financial control policies and the NSPCA's conflict of interest policies. In total, Jung's boyfriend received more than $52,000. Almost every check was signed only by Kathy Jung and had no backup invoices. Jung did not disclose those payments to the rest of the board, and it seems no one was paying attention to or controlling what she did.
I don't know. I just don't know how she's gotten away with it this long, but, you know, it's just the way it is. I'm hoping all your stories you'll delve into enough information where they can get rid of her, because they need somebody to run that place.
Former donor Darlene Lindes stopped giving the NSPCA money years ago when financial records she requested were not provided.
Hundreds of pages of financial documents attached to the complaint detail the questionable spending and show how there was no structure in place to prevent fraud. Even when the entire board was presented with all this, 5 of them voted to allow Kathy Jung to remain on the board.
Those 5 are Jason Egan, owner of Fright Dome, who serves as the NSPCA's treasurer, Michelle Wilmoth, who works at a local public relations firm, Melissa Schals, veterinary clinic manager at College of Southern Nevada, Darla Geary, and Kathy Jung herself. After we told the board they stand accused of breaching their fiduciary duties to the organization, they sent a statement which says they take the allegations very seriously. They also say Kathy Jung has voluntarily agreed to step down as president and relinquish any financial controls she had. The Nevada SPCA is conducting a full investigation with an independent auditor and conducting a full investigation of our accounting practices.
Kathy Jung's attorney also sent a statement calling the board members who filed the complaint with the Attorney General disgruntled. He says he believes the allegations are baseless and without merit, and he intends to vigorously defend Ms. Jung. Darcy Spears, 13 investigates.
Good morning, Las Vegas. Still ahead this morning, it was a week full of hearings regarding the allegations against Steve Wynn. Now his ex-wife is explaining why they tried to handle it on their own. And the new flaw found in Boeing MAX jets, what it is and whether or not it led to those 2 deadly crashes.
13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas. Good Morning Las Vegas.
Right now on Good Morning Las Vegas, a Valley teacher working to get the community more involved in her school. The program she hopes will raise the bar for safety and education. Shocking new details on the man police say posed as a missing Kentucky boy, the charges he's now facing. And a Valley man bombarded by bees in his backyard. He wants to rescue them, but he says he doesn't have the money. We're helping get answers. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Jackie Kostak, and we're going to get straight over to meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, who has some good news for us. Right, Gina?
Yeah, what a great day. If you like easy weather days, no wind, a lot of sunshine, and comfortable weather, you are in the right place at the right time. Here's a look at your 13-hour forecast. 57 degrees as we move into the 7 o'clock hour. Good deal of sunshine. Barely a breeze out there, and that will carry us through as we move through the day today. The wind is not an issue. 68 degrees at 11 a.m., a lot of sunshine. 4 o'clock, 77 degrees. We will hit our high temperature shortly after that. That is 78 degrees for today. Then as we move into the 8 o'clock hour, basically clear. Mid 70s at that time, and we'll bottom out the day in the upper 60s, maybe low 60s. Here's the headlines as we go through the next couple of days. Dry and mostly sunny. We are warming up, not just today, but tomorrow too, and even into Monday. Then windy weather returns. I have that in your 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit. Jackie?
Gina, thank you. Wynn Resorts co-founder and largest shareholder Elaine Wynn says she did not hide a sexual misconduct settlement from gaming regulators. In a Massachusetts Gaming Commission hearing, Wynn said she first learned of allegations against her ex-husband Steve Wynn from a resort manicurist in 2009. She told the company's corporate attorney and the family's personal counsel, saying she thought they knew best how to resolve the matter. The Washington Post reports the commission found the company failed to disclose the settlement payment of $7.5 million when applying for a gaming license in 2014. The company needs a license to open its Encore Boston Harbor Resort in June. Henderson Police Chief LaTesha Watson has been placed on unpaid leave. The city says, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, that's amid reports she was unwilling to sign a separation contract that would have her resign in May. Watson had been on paid leave since March. She became Henderson's police chief in November of 2017. It's been nearly 6 months since a Canyon Springs student was killed on campus. Since then, an English teacher has been working to increase community involvement, saying it takes a village to educate children. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan shows you the idea she hopes will spread to other campuses and raise the bar for safety and education.
The English teacher says she didn't like all of the increased security being discussed for students following the deadly shooting in September. Since then, she's been working to get community members more involved on campus.
It's a community issue, it's not just a school issue.
That's why Shanoa McCoy has been working to build a village around the Canyon Springs High School campus, bringing in community leaders to help mentor the students through school and life problems.
What I see in a lot of students, they can't see themselves on the other side of a breakup or the other side of something that's happening at home.
While she could always refer those children to counselors, McCoy says she knows they can't get to everyone, and she knows plenty in the community who want to help, like Irma Brooks.
That is my mission in life, is to bring people to that place where they can see more for themselves.
Brooks, a retired teacher herself, says she wants to work on countering the negative messages many teenagers hear on a daily basis, replacing them instead with messages of hope and asking her fellow villagers to do the same.
The more positive thoughts and talk that you have coming into your ears, the more your head receives those positive thoughts.
Students say having that person willing to lend them an ear when their parents aren't around is comforting.
So it's like having at least someone that you see on a daily basis listen to you and have like that one-on-one with you. It is good to have.
The educators are working to get others on board from various backgrounds and personality types, because all of those involved say it isn't the mentor who chooses the student, but rather the other way around.
You know, you gravitate to people that inspire you, people that lift you up. You gravitate to them.
Pastor Kim Scott says she learned that from the mentor who guided her life, and says her goal when walking on the Canyon Springs campus is to blend in with the rest of the community.
So when we come, we wear t-shirts, so we're not wearing, we're not fancy, and we don't have on Sunday clothes, and we don't look like pastors. We look like people that care.
And while she sees it takes a village moving on to other campuses in the future, McCoy says it's growing slower than she initially thought, because they want to make sure they're building their village within the rules.
So we want to make sure we do it right, where we get everybody badged by CCSD. So that's the thing that we're stuck on now.
You can find out more about how you can get involved with It Takes a Village on their social media, which we have linked on ktnv.com. Brian Callahan, 13 Action News, raising the bar.
And we need your help in raising the bar. We're looking for members to join our advisory committee. We want community leaders, teachers, parents, and anyone else who has ideas about how to help improve our education system. Just send an email to raisingthebar@ktnv.com and be sure to include both your name and phone number. Bill Cosby has agreed to settle lawsuits filed by 7 women who say he defamed them when he accused them of lying about sexual misconduct allegations. The 81-year-old comedian is serving a 3 to 10-year prison sentence in Pennsylvania after he was convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. This morning, federal charges for the man accused of impersonating missing boy Timothy Pitson. He turns out to be a 23-year-old ex-con who's apparently done something similar before. ABC's Whit Johnson is in Kentucky, and he has more information about the new charges this man is facing.
Federal charges for the man accused of impersonating a missing boy and giving false hope to a heartbroken family. Authorities describing how 23-year-old Brian Reaney allegedly lied to federal agents, claiming he was 14-year-old Timothy Pitson.
At what point in the process did your officers become suspicious of his story?
I think there were suspicions relatively quickly, if for no other reason than he declined to be fingerprinted.
But Reaney agreed to a DNA test, which ultimately revealed his true identity, a convicted criminal just released from prison. The Pitson family crushed.
It's like reliving that day all over again.
Reaney told investigators he got the idea after watching this cable show produced by ABC News.
Reaney told the agents that he wanted to get away from his family, and that he wished he had a father like Timothy Pitson's father.
His brother says that Reaney has battled mental illness for years.
I hope he goes to prison for this, or at least an institution.
Reaney has been charged with making false statements to federal agents. He could face up to 8 years in prison. Authorities also allege that he's done this before on 2 separate occasions, pretending to be a victim of sex trafficking. Whit Johnson, ABC News, Hebron, Kentucky.
Boeing says it found a second software problem on the 737 MAX. It's not related to the specific flight control issue connected to the fatal Lion Air and Ethiopian Airlines crashes, but they did discover it while investigating that problem. The new issue is related to flight control hardware. A Valley family says their kids and pets can't go into their backyard because of a bee problem. Now, they've tried calling bee removal services, but they want to charge hundreds of dollars, and the family says they don't have the money. They also don't want to have the bees exterminated.
The family members and also the animals. And so you really can't function in the backyard.
13 Action News is working to connect the family with a beekeeper who's willing to do it for free. If you're having a problem with bees, don't take any chances by trying to handle it yourself. Instead, call the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Bee Hotline right away. That number is on your screen. Yesterday, the iconic Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign installed blue light bulbs for Child Abuse Prevention Month and in support of the nonprofit Olive Crest. Olive Crest is dedicated to preventing child abuse and the treatment and education of at-risk kids. The nonprofit is asking for donations of hygiene items. They can be dropped off at Olive Crest headquarters near Craig and Rancho. Good morning, everyone. Coming up, did you put on your sunscreen? Well, you might be missing a spot, the most common place people forget to take care of.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and the forecast for exercise outside, it looks great. We have a dry, warm, calm, and sunny Saturday. I've got full details on your forecast after the break.
Before you slap on the sunscreen, researchers want you to know that you're forgetting a spot, your eyelids. It's where our thinnest skin is, which makes it the most vulnerable for a sunburn. A study published in PLOS One says 5 to 10% of skin cancers occur on the eyelid.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and today put the sunblock on. Today and tomorrow. We have a great weekend forecast for you. High temperature today, 76 degrees above average for this time of year. Wind will not be a concern today. A lot of sunshine will be around for tomorrow as well, and even warmer. High temperature for your Sunday, 85 degrees. That's running about 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. So if you are headed outside, yeah, sunblock is needed throughout the entire day today. Also, for